I'm about ready to launch into the role playing. Are there any questions about where we're at, what we're trying to do right now? Because then I should absolutely welcome you all to this important meeting. As I understand it, you all love, respect, admire Sally, easy for me to say. So it is very important that we arrive at a decision about what to give her as a retirement gift for around $500 US. That needs to be made available by August 15th. 8 a.m. Room next door is putting on the event. They're going to be responsible for getting the gift, etc., presenting it. All we have to do is decide, what are we going to get her? That makes sense to y'all?
Yes.
How are we going to do that? We're going to use a simple little agenda to step us through. I will show you a couple of quick slides on Sally. We'll look at the purpose of the gift. What we're trying to accomplish with this gift. Then I know you're chomping at the bit. You all think you have the best gift ideas. So when we get what are your gift ideas, then we'll look at what Sally likes. Because on a continuum, I think you're trying to optimize, meaning you really want something she would find highly attractive. Lastly, we'll converge in on something we can all live with, meaning we're not going to lose any sleep over it. Come back, see if it satisfies our purpose, and if in fact it does, we're done. Make sense to y'all? So we want to get this gift for Sally. What is the purpose of the gift? The purpose of the gift is to speak up. What was that?
A farewell. Say farewell.
Purpose of the gift is to say farewell, acknowledge,
Recognize her for her service.
for her service, so that
She felt appreciated.
Enjoys it. She remembers us.
To wow her.
So we have so far the purpose of the gift is to say farewell, acknowledge, recognize her for her service so that she feels appreciated, enjoys it, remembers us, and we wow her. Why else do you want to get her this gift? Is that ample? Feel comfortable with that? Okay. What we're going to do then, should have jumped ahead too fast. We're going to take the purpose of this gift, we're going to set it aside. We're going to come back to it later, once we reach our decision point, to see if in fact the decision you come up with does say farewell, acknowledge and recognize her for her service, and does show that she feels appreciated, enjoys it, remember us, and we wow her. Extra W there so it doesn't look like an N. So again, you can look at this for now, we'll set it aside. If we want to change this, we'll come back to it as appropriate. You have gift ideas. I know you've been chomping at the bit. You all think you have your best ideas. Before I start capturing them, though, let me suggest to you, for the next couple of minutes, I want all the ideas. I'm not going to permit any discussion. Keep the energy high. Use other people's ideas. If you come up with some ideas you hadn't even thought of prior. Be creative. No idea is bad. What are your gift ideas?
A cruise.
Clock.
Water for Crystal.
Bracelet. A mountain bike. I know
Sparking certificate. A sparking certificate.
What kind of gift certificate?
Spot.
Spot.
Golf clubs.
What are your gift ideas?
Camera.
Concert tickets.
Binoculars.
What are your gift ideas?
Mountain climbing gear.
Cooking lessons. Vacation tickets.
Safari.
Country club membership.
Ballroom dancing lessons. Patio swing. That's all.
So let me read to you, make sure you understand what I wrote down. I know there's not enough specificity here for us to go out and buy it, but we have our ideas captured at least. We have cruise, plaque, watch, water crystal, bracelet, mountain bike, spa, gift certificate, golf clubs, camera, concert tickets, binoculars, mountain climbing gear, cooking lessons, vacation tickets, a safari, country club membership. Do you have any other compelling ideas that we must add at this time? We're going to take these out of play for now. Not that I want to encourage a lot of discussion yet. In fact, we're going to set these aside. There's a strong likelihood that what you end up deciding isn't even on this original list. If you capture kind of those raw ideas you started off with. How we're going to make that decision is to suggest we want to find out what Sally would find really, really attractive. We're trying to basically, as I recall, say farewell, acknowledge her, recognize her. She feels appreciated, enjoys it, remembers it, and we wow her. So kind of that wow factor suggests her likes, appealing to that wow factor, what would she really, really like? What does she like?
Clothes.
Jewelry.
Food.
This one.
Food.
Relaxation.
Loves history.
Her family.
Outdoors. Outdoor activities.
So we have that the things she really likes, and there's probably more than this, but we're looking at what really wows her. It's travel, jewelry, food, relaxation, loves history, loves her family, likes outdoor activities. Did I capture those accurately? Did I miss anything of substance here? Let's go back to our gift ideas. I'm going to ask you to appeal to our constraints. To see if in fact any or all of these are available for under $500 and can be made available by roughly August 15th. Knowing that those are a couple of constraints here, are any of the gift ideas no longer valid? Which ones?
Cruise.
So I'm going to be quick with this red pen, suggesting we're going to eliminate it and not discuss about it anymore. I heard that cruise is not really available for $500, and therefore this mark signifies we're crossing that out. Are any of the other ideas no longer applicable? Plaque?
Country club membership,
Safari.
safari.
So seemingly the rest, including watch, Waterford Crystal, bracelet, mountain bike, spa gift certificate, golf clubs, camera concert tickets, binoculars, mountain climbing gear, cooking lessons, or vacation tickets, may be available individually or perhaps even collectively for under or around $500 by August 15th. Is that correct? So they're all valid? Let me ask you this, do you have any personal objections to any of these? Speak up so all can hear you.
Crystal.
Crystal.
She already has a really nice watch, so I know she will.
So could you live with any of the remaining, or any combination thereof? Bracelet, mountain bike, spa certificate, golf clubs, camera concert tickets, binoculars, mountain climbing gear, cooking lessons, or vacation tickets. The personal objections to satisfy the original constraints. With any of those? Let's try to optimize our decision even further by appealing to kind of this wow factor concept. My suggestion to you is that these are our criteria and they're not all of equal importance to her. Some of these are more important to her than others. So we're actually going to code these. What we're looking for certainly are the most important. And that code, or symbol if you will, is an icon. We're going to use an icon called a Powerball. It's a solid red ball to signify it's really, really critical to her. What do I mean by that? How do I define really, really critical? Gotta have it. I'm also going to ask you about the stuff that's not that important, not as important. I'm going to call that kind of least important. Now, how do I define least important? It means I'd really like to have it, but I'm not willing to pay extra for it. And the other stuff will fall in between in that kind of moderate range. And what does moderate mean? Moderate means I'd really like to have it, but I'm willing to pay a reasonable amount. Does that make sense to you all? So when we look at the things she would find very attractive, her likes, travel, jewelry, food, relaxation, history, family, and outdoor activities, which one of these is the most important? Which one of these is the least important? Which is the next most important?
Relaxation.
Travel and relaxation. Which is the next least important?
That's a history.
And can you live with the fact that food and outdoor activities perhaps are of moderate importance?
Yes.
Yes.
When you look at what is really, really important here, we have travel, relaxation, and her family as being the most important. And when you look at your gift ideas, do any of the remaining ideas strike you as resonant with her like or love of travel, relaxation, and family?
Vacation
Vacation tickets? Anything else, or is that it?
tickets. Or gifts.
Spa, yes. Does that seem to make sense to you all?
Maybe a camera if you wanted to travel with family.
Camera.
Yeah, why not do
Is it possible that we might be able to combine a spa gift certificate, vacation tickets, and a camera, wrap them, fold them up into a package called a gift? Not for 500, okay? So is it possible to combine a couple of them?
the camera on the spouse certificate?
So So I heard spa and camera. Were we to combine a camera and a spa gift certificate?
Camera and vacation.
Or a camera and vacation?
Is there a local place that maybe is reasonable, so we can actually include all three, where the vacation doesn't have to be far? We're simply paying for rooms for a couple days and have a spa
And
included.
the camera, yeah, go to
And
the
the camera.
Dallas and she lived in,
So I heard you ask if there's a way we could combine all
All
three.
three,
I heard
yeah.
that perhaps a place called the Dells might enable us to do that. Would you care to further define, let's say, we're taking on
or say Galena,
a
or,
vacation ticket, right? You're gonna try to define, that, the Dells relates to this?
yeah, or say Galena, that would even be closer.
All of the Abbey.
Or the Abbey, yeah. The
Spa certificate
Abbey,
at the Abbey Spa.
right, and then the family could stay there.
And they have a special during the summer where they're throwing in a free spa day.
Yeah, so it's 2 nights and a weekend at the Abbey with a full family weekend at the Abbey
Yeah.
with a spa treatment for $500. $535, yes.
Weekend with the family, including spa services.
You want to delineate or specify which services, or do you need any other detail on it?
Typically, it'll tell you just including like X number of spa treatments and it's in the price, so.
Yeah,
So it'll be a package, it'll be a weekend package.
X number of spa services, it would include dinner, family dinner.
She likes food.
So they're getting their food she likes.
You know, she has been traveling a lot, and, you know, she's seen her kids in her travels, because they live a little far away, but may just enjoy spending some time with her husband. So, might not have to be a full family dinner, may just be something where they can,
I
yeah,
did
so,
it for 2.
yeah.
Maybe her family's an empty nester family.
So I heard that we may be wanting to define for the purposes of this gift, family as her and her husband. Is that it?
Yes.
Dinner for 2.
Yeah.
So family
That may allow us
with
to
husband.
optimize the package higher, because the food is less.
Oh, and they also have golf at this resort, don't they?
Yeah, they-
Yeah,
so-
So we're really defining this as a weekend package
With X number
With-
of golf less, or golf, rounds of golf, X number of golf, rounds of golf.
For $500.
with husband, correct?
I'm going, where can we?
What star rate is this?
So I heard the question, does anybody know what the star rating is in this place?
It's 5, 4 or 5, 4 or 5.
It used to be 5, but I think it's like 4 now, right?
4 or 5.
Or, does anybody have online access? I'll look this up right now, and we could kind of shape to the level of specificity of the definition. Once we're in that defining mode, it should be fairly, so I'm gonna step out a little bit, 15 minutes.
But we worked pretty quickly, I think, because we'd already done a lot of the background here.
Which as a participant is what my hope is always. You know, if I have to step on the stage to explain why we're here and what we're doing for the first time, painful, especially since Ron already knows,
Well, how do you handle new information?
such
Something
as.
comes up. You know, I was talking to Sally last week, and she hasn't seen her sister in over 10 years. She lives out west.
So what I hear you saying is, while these are her likes, that what would really get her a wow factor is an opportunity to meet with her sister. Is that correct?
Yes.
So now we define basically meet with sister. And how are we going to do that? What defines that? Do we bring the sister here? Do we take her there? Do we go into that
Why you
definition?
take your car to go there? Or
With new information like that, nobody probably here, unless they do,
Mhm.
would have reason to be contrary. You know, or maybe Shonda goes, Yeah, she hasn't seen it for 10 years, she hates her guts.
I'm sorry, but it happens, stuff happens.
Right? So I gotta find out, well, why do you think she wants to meet with her now, when what I heard over here is that she actually hates her guts? And maybe you go, well, I guess maybe she's got cancer or something, she's trying to remediate or reconcile before. Does that make sense to you folks? Is there a way we could combine a trip to Phoenix with, or Scottsdale or something with a local spa treatment? And we just kind of work towards that. Now, the real value, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned here, is this red pen. Because when I can get you focused in the area, now we're constructively. Even, I've got people even at, how can I optimize? How can we combine, adapt, minimize, all that scamper kind of stuff? But notice what I've helped you do is suggest, we ain't gonna talk about watches anymore. Off scope.
How do you get somebody who insists on going back?
Then you have to use active listening. Why do you want to go back? Right? You said watch is not acceptable. Why do you want to go back and revisit watch? What's important about a watch?
Because I think we need to give her something tangible in this, when she has a weekend over, she still has nothing to remember the company.
Okay, so is there any way to make this tangible for the visit to her sister tangible?
Well, I'll go with her.
Okay.
We'll have a portrait done of them
Can I,
at the
Yeah, make sure she has a camera.
wait, you have a little coach approach here?
Coach approach, yes.
If we get into a scenario like this, I mean, this is I'm throwing it out there, I want your feedback on this. Can we start asking the questions to get her to be enlightened, whether it's about Sally or it's about the gift giver? Is that, go back to our purpose.
Oh,
Want her to
absolutely,
feel
yes.
acknowledged and approached, but if you're concerned now about remembering us by, then we have to maybe revisit the purpose for a moment and say, we didn't have that we wanted to be remembered. And it says remembered us, it does say so that she remembers us, but, yeah. We have to-
Absolutely correct, and that's
But
why
that's what
this
happens
thing
sometimes. We
is
need
so
more.
valuable. Okay, if we're down to 2,
Yeah, which is more.
I've helped you so much. Agreed, we ain't talking about water for crystals anymore. In other words, it's ironically, the power of the facilitator isn't to lead the group to decide on what the answer is. It's to lead the group to decide we should focus our discussion around a couple of items rather than just shooting a shotgun out there. It's basically, we help them to decide not to talk about stuff. It's called the power key selection. That's the real value, is we get to the answer by eliminating all the crap, separating the wheat from the chaff. If your whole discussion is focused around wheat, it's going to be rich. We'll figure out how we can do that. Which one, Abby or sister visit, best appeals to this? And maybe it comes down to, how do you measure wow? What's truly going to give her a remembrance? What's really going to scintillate kind of her value system?
Is
And that's
15
active
minutes reasonable to go through all of this?
No, I don't want you to finish tomorrow. I'd like to think you might get to the Powerball point and the timer will go off. But
I'm still not sure how to handle without being judgmental on her issue or insistence in
That-
revisiting. How
that,
do you
to me,
navigate?
is the challenge component, yes.
Right, but I
Which
gotta hold
is-
my ground too and structure and facilitate.
As
without being
facilitator.
judgmental.
But I have to make sure the other 7 people in here understand her perspective, because she may be right.
You may have a voice
Right? It could be 7 of you are saying the sky is brown, sky is brown. She's saying no, sky's blue. And if I use active listening, why do you feel the sky is blue? And she says, well, here's the spectrum. And when I look at it and compare it, and you're all going, oh, I don't see that. We find out you're all wearing brown tinted sunglasses. This is where, to me, voting is irrelevant. Because the bigger number isn't necessarily the right answer, it's just a bigger number. Right? And it's that solo voice that I want to bring out as a facilitator. At least to the point where you can all appreciate and value where she's coming from. And if you go say, yeah, we're all wearing brown tinted sunglasses, but there are also safety glasses, and the rules at work mandate we have to wear safety glasses, so our decision needs to be predicated on wearing glasses. Can't put on your glasses and join us, then that's your decision.
So,
So could you just maybe for sake of our observation, follow the line on that for a moment with them? Like if this was still a workshop?
Sure.
Just so we can see how that would play out, saying that she says she definitely wants it to be something she remembers.
I think a tangible item, let's talk about that, because what we chose was like more of a gift certificate, something that after the weekend's over, what does she have to remember spot?
So what I hear you saying is that we've chosen something that gives her memory. Does memory, positive memory, appeal to a purpose of our gift? Where? Where does it appeal to?
Her, she remembers.
Now, which part of our purpose statement does memory appeal to?
Remembers us.
Okay, so memory appeals to this. Does it appeal to anything else up there?
The white girl,
She enjoys it.
So it appeals to enjoy. Are we missing something up here that could be satisfied by something tangible?
Yeah, the appreciation could be
Well,
done by the having a camera.
maybe the way to remember is we get her a digital photo frame that she can take the pictures that she takes on her weekend, and we have that engraved. And now she can see that, and every time she goes and looks at the photo frame,
Yeah.
at the pictures, she remembers us, and that's where she got it, and that's where she got the memories.
So if she was going to stay with her sister, is there a chance we could get her at least the tickets to Arizona, maybe a day at the spa, and a digital photo frame, and collapse those together? So we have both the remembrance and the wow as well as the tangible?
Can I pose that she'll remember us by having a great experience? It doesn't have to be a tangible.
You can pose that. And like I said, so you're suggesting that we can really satisfy our purpose without something tangible. You're
And I'm
suggesting
gonna
we
say,
really
the
want.
company really for $500 expects us to have an item. They're not expecting us to give her a gift certificate or booking her a week.
So
I would be
then,
it.
what I hear you saying is there's an implicit assumption here we may have failed to capture.
Could
Which
be.
is that there's
Maybe
needs
the
to be-
boss didn't specify, but he thought you were gonna come up with a tangible item. And so you didn't communicate that well.
So how do you define tangible under that?
I got you.
That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
Print out a certificate.
Yeah, because you argue, well, we're giving her an envelope, or we
So
can
do
put
you
it
go
in.
back to purpose and say, is there something else we missed here?
Always.
Okay.
Because that is where we're headed. And if that's wrong, needs to be shapen, needs to be added to, I got all kinds of markers. That's why I said, it's over till it's over. Very iterative. It's probably the real challenge of teaching is you got to put the textbook in a linear fashion, but the process is.
Well, that's why I get frustrated, and sometimes it's hard to be neutral, everyone like shaking us. What were you 10 minutes ago about?
But you're looking on me, if we're grounded there, then we either have to do this or change this.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the tangible thing to point to, that came from them, not from me, you've got no benchmark, you've got no consensus. And notice we had consensus within 5 minutes of this meeting or workshop in terms of where we're at. Again, is it cast in stone? No. Revisions to these things are quick. This type of thing might even be added, right? But usually it's a sharpening because the group wants to get out of here on time. They're not looking to, they're looking that their voices be heard, the conflict of personal ego stuff. I'm adamant that this gift not include alcohol because I'm very opposed to drinking. Because I had a teenager who was killed in an auto accident or something. Then I have to shape it so that I'm not making a contribution to alcohol, so that this dinner is food only. Can we live with that? If they want, if her husband likes to drink or something, he can just pay for that on his own. Because there's got to be a way we can satisfy all these voices. It's a lot easier if you do two things. You got to use active listening. As soon as you start offering up solutions and stuff, the room's just going to sit back and let you run with your answer.
Can you use time and say, we need to make a decision because we only have 1 hour?
You can always create that sense of urgency. Yeah. Knowing that we only have an hour, are you going to lose any sleep over? And we're at 58 minutes. If we don't include anything more tangible than the certificate or the envelope or the gift wrapping of that stuff, are you really going to lose any sleep over?
Only if you go back to the boss and they say, oh, we expected you to buy an item, not a package to the hotel.
So is it possible we can add an item, let's say, for $10 or less that satisfies the
We don't
boss's?
have to do this meeting again. Yes.
Okay. So we
I
can-
just try to be, I understand some of that role playing, because I'm gonna deal with agency people who don't necessarily agree all the time. So even if you get to purpose and you start going through this, and we went through this quickly, I think, we all started coming up with ideas, solutions, gifts, and then it could all go haywire when you get down to the end.
So I hear you saying the boss is very sensitive to something tangible. If we were to have something tangible that included the boss's picture, would that placate him even more?
That's what's down there, the boss's picture.
Well,
But I think-
maybe-
I
You know,
if
because
you-
where I'm headed here is $10 coffee cup or mug that you can go to
I think I
Costco
might go
or
back.
somewhere.
Maybe we can get luggage tags.
I think I might go back and look at our other combinations and say, okay, we can afford the weekend, but let's throw the camera in there so that she can document her photographs and have some remembrance. We can take photographs of the retirement party or something and not include the spa, and that way if she wanted spa activities, she could do that herself.
Okay. Well, see, what I heard then was that, well, we really did satisfy this idea that the boss is not articulated, but is aspiring towards something tangible, that we might substitute the camera for the spa package, so we can hand her something
That's an item.
tangible that also satisfies the purpose, I think. Does that satisfy the purpose? You folks verify?
So maybe we go back and regroup just a little bit and not have to go all the way back to the very beginning. Does that help?
Yep. So, you know, or you eliminate golf and throw in the camera or something. Precisely.
Well, I think now that we've narrowed it down to three, we can still look at our options and come up with something.
Right, because then the discussion ought either become constructive or the solution, Ron, to your point precisely, is that's when I have to challenge and use active listening to unveil the real root cause of the feeling.
So you do that, not too nice, but not too far neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
Non-judgment.
Direct, direct without judgment. Why do you feel that way? We're entitled to have you make your thinking visible. Okay? We're entitled to that.